So Augusta has finally been released, and she's been an amazing character. And as I decided to look through our next upcoming characters who just got drip marketed with Galbrena and Qiuyuan, well, as I looked at these three characters, I kinda noticed, aren't they just walking references? You have Augusta, who embodies Elden Ring to the core. I mean, she literally uses the grafted greatsword, like, come on. Meanwhile, Galbrena and Qiuyuan are our next upcoming characters in 2.7 and oh man, let's not sugarcoat it. Galbrena is literally just a female Wuthering Waves Nero from Devil May Cry. White hair, blue color scheme, angel wing aesthetics that Nero also has during his devil trigger, demon hunter, yada yada yada. And that is exactly the reason why Galbrena will probably either be my favorite or second favorite Wuba character. Qiuyuan is just really hard to beat. You then got Qiuyuan, a wind-based, lone wandering swordsman with long hair and a big ponytail who has a key and looks like he will report you for not ganking his lane while he goes 0 and 10. This guy, I mean, wandering lone swordsman really isn't some super unique archetype, but like, come on man, he's even wind-based. Like, all he has to do is talk about honor, and this guy is literally just Wuthering Waves Yasuo. When you think about it, these three recent characters are more or less walking references of already existing popular franchises, and is, you know, quite different from just a straight up collab character. Like, what would you prefer? Having Dante and Virgil just straight up in the game as playable characters, or do a fully original character who is heavily inspired by Nero? Now, are characters heavily inspired by other franchises bad or lazy for the game? In my opinion, absolutely not. They are incredible, and I prefer this approach even compared to collabs. The characters are still original and fit great into the in-game universe, while also conveying a sense and idea of familiarity that can in the end get more players on board. You can show an Elden Ring fan Augusta and her kit, and even though he never played or heard of Wuthering Waves, he might actually give the game a try once you show him the grafted greatsword, a katana and character that looks a lot like Malenia, a sun-praising theme, as well as red ancient dragon lightnings, and that player might want to try out the game. He can then get Augusta and her weapon with all the resources the new players have, and suddenly you pretty much have a new player on board who, in the process, might get hooked by Wuba's combat, the exploration, or even the later stories. And at the same time, veteran players might get hooked to a character because they resemble one of their most favorite franchises. Looking at you, Galbrena. It's overall a great way to give players a sense of familiarity, even though they haven't met the character yet, while at the same time leaving enough room to make them stand out as their own unique character who is inspired by something, instead of just becoming a soulless walking reference made for money making. All of this gets even more amplified if you were to include a sense of gameplay familiarity in the character's kits. Augusta has a ton of things that scream Soulspawn, but other than being a sun-praising, super cool and strong female character, that's all there is to it. But for example, Galbrena is a walking female Nero. Imagine how cool it would be for her to have a devil trigger, or honestly, a combo-based passive that rewards you for doing cool different combos and moves by either increasing your damage, or something like that. The League of Legends character Samira is also DMC inspired, and she has a very DMC-like combo meter where she needs to use different moves and basically do a combo to get to rank S and unlock her ult. This kind of familiarity is great, and I personally think it would be a missed opportunity to not give Galbrena some DMC-inspired movements, or Qiuyuan to not throw around some wind tornadoes and get a passive that makes him stronger the more he dies. but I can understand if Kuro wants to make them fully unique characters and doesn't want them to be too inspired by the used source material, especially gameplay-wise. I still overall think that this is an amazing direction Kuro is somewhat going with these three characters, and I believe that it has a lot of potential in bringing together a ton of popular and cool franchises while still maintaining the Wuthering Waves feeling that the world of Solaris has. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think about the entire situation and if you are hyped for Galbrena and Qiuyuan, or whether you are holding out strong for Chisa. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.